What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Joel Culpepper Outdoors. I'm Joel Culpepper. I'll try to keep my hands off the table, keep the camera from shaking too much. So today, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the 2024 plan for deer season. Now, I'm sure probably everyone that watches this video has already watched the video of me shooting all of the bows and ranking them. At least the second one, I think that one got a lot more views. So today we're actually going to talk about the bow that I picked up, and to my surprise, the bow that I'm hunting with this year is not in either one of those videos. And the reason for that, I'll just get into the reason. So the day we filmed those two videos, wound up being stuck between two bows, the Ethos and the PSE Evolve 33. And when it was all said and done, I decided to buy the PSE. And I also bought a PSE Evo XF30 because I like the shorter bows to hunt with. That's just my preference. So took both of those bows home and shot them and shot them and shot them like I normally do with my bows. And I was just unable to produce consistency with those bows. And it was really, really discouraging for me because I'm used to shooting, like when I was shooting the Phase 4, if I shot at 70 yards, 3 or 4 arrows, let's just say 3 arrows at 70 yards, I would put up a group about like this almost every time, almost every time. And with the PSEs, it would be, one group would be about like this. It would be a good group. And then one group would be two touching, and then another one over here, and then the next group would look like this, and then it would be back down to this. It was just all over the place. I couldn't ever get my consistency right. And I'm not going to blame the bows for that. It was me because of hand positioning and everything. I'm used to the Mathews grip, the angle of that grip, and the way it feels in my hand. And those bows, I just could not get them to shoot good for me. And I shot them and shot them and shot them over the course of about a month. And it just, like I said, it just never worked out for me with those two bows. So I gave the bow shop a call, and we were asking him some things about the PSEs, and then I just happened to ask him, well, do you have a certain bow in stock used? And he said, I actually do have one. I just got it a couple days ago. So we talked about it, went up to the bow shop the next day and wound up purchasing that bow. And this is a used bow. The plan is to get another new bow of this same brand either later this year or early next year. So I've always got two bows, and we've also got a little something else in the mix right now. Gonna do something, hopefully get to do something with a bow that is pretty old, but it's all hinging on us being able to find a certain part. So if we can do that, there'll be some really cool videos with that coming out. But let's just get into what I will be shooting for 2024. I've locked in, I've settled this bow. In my opinion, I knew if I could ever get my hands on one of these, I would probably say it is the perfect bow for me. And I'm not gonna lie, I think this is the perfect bow for me. So what is this bow? To probably no one's surprise, it is a Mathews. Now, this is the V3 31. Now, I have said many times that the 31-inch bows, in my opinion, are perfect for me because I have a 29.5, 30-inch draw, And a 31-inch bow gives me a good string angle, but is also really easy for me to hunt with because it's not super long axle to axle. And with my arms being as long as they are, and me not being extremely tall, I think I'm about 5'11". I've got long arms, so toting around a 33-inch bow in the woods is really hard for me to do, just because it hangs way too close to the ground for my liking. And as far as maneuverability, I haven't really had any problems with them, but I just don't like toting them in. So that's why a 31 was on my radar. Now, nobody makes a 31-inch axle-to-axle bow right now that I could find, other than maybe a company like Expedition. And even at that, I believe the only one they offer is their Maglite or something like that, some type of new material that's supposed to be lighter than carbon. I believe they make a 31-inch bow. I could be wrong on that, but those bows retail for about $2,000 or more, which is just as much or more than a carbon bow. And I don't like carbon bows because they're just too expensive. Just like the Elite Carbon Era is actually falls into the same axle to axle as this, a 31-inch bow, but it's just so expensive. I don't want to deal with the price of the bow, and the draw cycle and back wall, in my opinion, are not the best on that bow. So that's ultimately what led me to the Mathews V331. This, in my opinion, is the perfect hunting bow for me. Might not be perfect for you, and that's perfectly fine because we're all different. So when I bought this bow, it already had a set of threads, strings on it. You can see it's a green and yellow string. They're pretty nice. Probably gonna change them out after the season though, just because they were shot a little bit. They have and this is actually, the peep was here, and I actually need to move this up a little bit higher next time I go back to the shop, but that's okay. But we'll at least get one more season out of these strings. I had the 6-arrow quiver right here. I actually really like this quiver myself. I'm not going to say it's the best quiver, but I do really like this one. And it also had the UltraView B-Real grip. And let me just say, I didn't think I would like this grip, but I have fallen in love with it. This, in my opinion, your grip makes or breaks your bow, and this grip definitely makes this bow stand out. So props to UltraView and Chris B for making such a great grip. And it also had the SCS Silent Connect system. I don't know too much about it. Can't really find a whole lot on it, but that will make it easier raising it, or pulling it up into the stand with me and lowering it back down. I put a CBE Trek on here. This is a 2-pin sight. You probably won't be able to even tell it's a 2-pin. You can see that top pin there. I don't know if you can see the bottom pin or not, but anyways, and we got the Q80 Integrate MX on here. This and this sight, the rest in the sight, I already had those. Everything else came with the bow. Oh, and the podium bars. Everybody knows about the podium bars. We just put them on this bow. So I didn't have to buy any accessories for this bow, which is great. And we are back to 75 pounds, just because that's what I like to shoot. It holds really well for me. I don't struggle pulling it back. I get really good speeds. With the arrow I'm actually going to hunt with this year, which is this one, the Sonic 6.0. This is a 300 spine. We just got 3 blazers on the back, nothing fancy. A G5 dead meat in the front. This total arrow weight comes out to right around 400 grains. I think it's going to be between 395 and 405. which is, in my opinion, plenty for me to kill a deer with, because I'm shooting 29.5 inches at 75 pounds, so energy is not a problem for me. I'm getting 316 feet a second with this setup, and it shoots really well for me. Like I said, I don't have any issues drawing it back. I don't have any issues holding this bow. It shoots extremely accurately for me, and it's just felt like coming back home, coming back to Mathews. That being said, I will never say that, or I will not say that Mathews is the best bow, but it is the best bow for me, because I shot them for several months, and I put so many arrows downrange. I probably put more arrows downrange in the 8 months that I had Mathews than most people will put downrange in about 5 years. And I mean that truthfully. I shot my bows a lot. I almost shot the strings off of my Phase 4, and I still would not be at the 1 year mark with that bow. And I know we're stock strings, but anyways, this bow is the perfect bow for me. I really like everything about this bow. It does a really good job, and I'm really looking forward to putting a couple of deer down this year with this bow, and maybe even get on some pigs with it. And eventually, maybe an elk hunt in a few years. I would love to take this bow on an elk hunt, even though it's a few years old. So, all that being said, we wound up back at Mathews, and I didn't think that would happen, but after shooting everyone else's bow, it just seemed like the Mathews, they fit me the best. So there's no point in fighting it. There's no point in arguing with myself over whether I should shoot Mathews or Hoyt or PSE or Elite or anybody else's bow. I just decided it's best for me to just go ahead and just shoot Mathews and enjoy shooting Mathews, because I do. And is that probably the most popular opinion to have on Mathews? No, I don't think so, but it works for me, and it may not work for you. And if it doesn't work for you, then I hope you find what does. My whole mission was to find the bow that I could shoot for years on end and still not find anything better. Just find the bow that I can shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and just love the whole time. And I think this is that bow. Like I said, I've really enjoyed shooting this bow. I enjoyed shooting it, test firing it before I bought it, and it's just been a really good bow for me. And looking forward to seeing what's in the future. There's a couple of options available for my I don't know if this will actually be my primary or my backup bow, or if they'll both kind of be backup bows, because I'll swap between them. I definitely want to keep two bows on me, just because things happen, and don't ever want to not be able to hunt because your bow's in the shop. So, really looking forward to seeing what Mathews is going to do for 2025 with their bows. I've got a few things in mind that I would love to see from them, but of course there's no guarantee. And really looking forward to see what I'm going to get to do this year with this bow, and hopefully the old bow. And I guess it all comes full circle around to this. I've shot the brand new bows. I bought the brand new bows. I've played with them, and they work good. But don't let you're not having the money to buy a brand new flagship bow keep you out of archery. This bow right here is a 2021 flagship bow. If you had bought this bow brand new, I believe it MSRP on Bear Bow was $1,100. And if you bought that quiver, I believe the quiver is $170, $180. So you're $1,300 bucks in. You get you get the grip on there. You're at 1400. The SCS, just go ahead and just say 1500. New strings, 1700. So you're looking at just this bow without rest, stabilizer, sight. If you bought this bow brand new, you would be $1,700 in the hole. And then if you bolted the same stabilizers on there, you're another $250, $300 in. So you just say 2,000, 250, I think, for the rest, and then 250 for the sight. So you're $2,500 in on this bow. But I got this bow, and the only thing I paid for new was the back bar mount, the stabilizers, and the sight. I bought the rest used. I think that was the one I bought used on a different bow. But I wound up getting that bow set up for $600. So you can definitely find these good deals out there. I definitely encourage you to check out your local shops. And if you are in the South Georgia area, check out Powerhouse in Tifton, Georgia. They're great. They've got the best prices on things I've seen anywhere, and they'll definitely hook you up and treat you right. So find you a used flagship bow that's a couple years old, or go get something like the Darton Consequence. That's a great bow too for a price point. So there are definitely a lot of options out there to get you into archery with a phenomenal bow for $1,000 or so. And really, you can stretch that down into the $600 and $700 price point. You just know that as you get further and further down, especially with the new bows, you're not going to get the quality. So I recommend looking at a flagship bow like the Mathews V3 that's a few years old and not really as desirable, because people want the newest, latest, greatest thing. So, but this is still a phenomenal bow. It will still hang with the brand new flagships. And that's the beauty of a flagship bow. They're relevant for years and years and years after they were brand new. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for the comments, the likes, the subscribes, and everything. We're doing really good on all that this year, and looking forward to going even further, going to that next level, hopefully in the next few years, or going to that next level on YouTube in the next few years. That would be great. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what other bow you want to see me run with the V331. Do you want me to get try to find a VXR 31.5? Do you want to see me try the Verdicts? Or would you like me to get a Phase 4 or a Lift or the 2025 bow from Mathews, whatever it is? We've got a couple months until they drop that bow, so who knows? So thank you so much for everything. And as always, stay safe, stay in the outdoors. God bless you, and I'll catch you on the next one.